Alright everyone, welcome back to some more of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. So we ended up meeting this mysterious dude known as Grimsby Roylet, and we're gonna try and pry out some answers out of him in hopes of confirming and reaffirming our good Sir Naruhodo's innocence. So with that said guys, hope you all continue to enjoy watching, and let's keep it rolling. Alright guys, let's continue onward. Susato-san, that wasn't one of the great deductions I've been hearing so much about, was it? Well, the stories are full of Mr. Shome's brilliant deductions, you know. But that did seem a little different somehow. He did put on one heck of a show though, so I will give him that. Excuse me, Mr. Shomes, could you come over here for a moment? Pray, what can I do for you? It's about your deductions, would you mind? Not at all. Go on. Well, to start with, there's the newspaper article. I think we had the same discussion before, but these two men look nothing like each other. Ah, yes, I recall our discussion earlier, and at the time, I believe I told you that the man is a revolutionary, well, able to revolutionize his own appearance. In fairness to Mr. Shomes, Mr. Roylet does look more like this man than you do. That's not the point. And another thing, the part about him abducting the ballerina? Indeed, a truly startling revelation. At first glance, the case would appear too small to accommodate a young woman. Not just at first glance, it is too small, clearly. You'd be lucky to fit a 5-year-old child into that case, even if you pushed really hard. I don't suppose the missing ballerina is a 5-year-old child, is she? You mean you don't know? No, the young lady is 15. No, I didn't know. How could I? Well, she's 15, then 10 years worth of her would be poking out from the case. Some years ago, I read something pertinent, I believe. A troop of men consuming vinegar daily in order to promote a certain leanness in their bodies. Vinegar. For such sour bunch, it would surely be simplicity itself to contort oneself into the confines of that small case. Oh dear, you might be thinking of contortionists in the circus, Mr. Shomes. This whole thing is turning into a circus. Mr. Naruhodo, something's occurred to me about Mr. Shomes' deductions just now. I think his powers of observation are, well, magical. His eyes cut to the heart of the matter almost instantly. It's just where he directs his attention and his logic that seem a little off. Well, you think? Your idea of a little may be a little off itself, Mr. Sato. It's just one or two key words in his deductions that seem to let him down. So I was wondering if we might perhaps tactfully switch them for alternatives. What do you think? Switch some key words in his deductions? Yes, but very tactfully. I feel if we could do that, we'd unlock the true genius of Mr. Shomes' great deduction. Precisely the thought that was going through my own mind. Sorry guys. This man is a lot of work. At times I wonder how anyone puts up with me. It's not that funny. And you, my good fellow. Sorry? Take a moment to look at your wrist. My wrist? Holy cow, what? Where are your handcuffs? Huh? How did... I felt they may hinder your ability to follow me in our dance of deduction. I don't believe it. Mr. Shomes, you are a marvel. And don't worry, I shall restore the shackles to your wrists when we are finished. How about no? I'm not worried. In fact, I'd rather stay like this. So, let us begin. Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular. Course correction. Hold it, Mr. Shomes. Odd man identity. So, the dubious-looking Russian Mr. Roylet obviously what catches the eye in the first place. It's the enormous pair of shears in your hand. Now we ask ourselves, what could you possibly want with such an implement? The answer, of course, is staring us in the face. you were on the verge of using the shears to cut away the copious beard you sport. I'm not sure. Would you really use shears like that to cut off a beard? I doubt that's something I'll ever have to worry about. It doesn't quite sit right with me, though. It doesn't seem to be sitting right with Mr. Vorlet either. Which means I suppose that the deduction is wrong. Let's try to switch a key word here, Naruhodo-san, and see if it helps matters. Alright, but how? I think we should start by taking a long, hard look at Mr. Vorlet. I wonder if it's really his beard that he intended to use those shears on. Exactly. If we do manage to find something that seems to fit the sense of Mr. Shom's deduction better, then what? Then I'll leave the rest in your capable hands, Naruhodo-san. Why am I the one to do something about this? Well, anyway, let's see if there's anything we could even use to switch around in that last sentence. What exactly was Mr. Vorlet really going to use those enormous shears for? Alright. Oh, we can move around now. Alright, cool. Alright, what about... It really is a very full beard, isn't it? Yes, although according to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Vorlet was about to cut it off. I still think that he looks nothing like the man pictured in the newspaper article, though. The apparently merciless revolutionary villain Bolshevik. So if he wasn't going to cut off his beard, presumably he was going to cut something else. Yes, we need to look at this from a fresh perspective and try to work out what. Alright, Thick hat. It's a very thick hat, isn't it? Ah, that's the secret you see, Naruhodo-san, don't you know? Secret? What? Well, before we left Japan, I took some time to study various foreign countries. Russia is a land of unimaginable cold, and a thick hat is the secret to keep it warm. Without one, I read that your brain would freeze. I'm fairly certain that's not really the case, but okay. That was just one of the many fascinating snippets of information in Oh Mother, Not Russia. I think maybe you picked the wrong book there. Alright. Now, where else can we look around in? I think... Oh, what's that? Are you looking at the buttons on this coat? Could it be that Mr. Vorlet was planning to cut these off? Oh, why? Well, when you're wearing thick gloves, it can be very hard to undo buttons. Then, couldn't you just take off your gloves first? Aha! So he was going to use the scissors to cut his gloves off then. I want you to take a deep breath and look at this from a fresh perspective, Naruhodo-san. Oops. I think she's angry. Alright. So, I mean, can we check out the hat? Can we look at the... Alright, check out the beard again. Very full beard. Yep, we went over that. Okay. There has to be something else we haven't checked out yet. And I'm gonna find out what it is. You were on the verge of using the shears to cut away the copious beard you sport. What was the old man really about to cut? I'm trying to find out right now. Wait. Check that hat. Mustache. Ah, it's still the one with the beard. Alright, I'm trying to... Can we turn this dude around or something? Or is this as far as it's gonna go? Like, I don't think I can examine anything else here. That's probably gonna... Oh. It's probably gonna go for his hat. It really is... Oh, it's still on his beard? I clicked his coat. Oh, we can turn him around. Oh, perfect. I didn't know I can do that. Interesting. Golden locks. What the? What's this? It looks like a cascade of stunning golden locks. No. The color's not the point. The point is, what's it doing in the back of Mr. Vorlet's head? And how is it growing out from underneath his thick black hair? Well, yes, that's true. So it's stunningly beautiful and stunningly surprising. Why is that the thing you're focusing on? Something's definitely not right here. Ah, yeah, that's definitely it. Is there anything else I can look at? Alright, hold on a second. Alright, click that. What else? Do I click his hair twice? Nope. Alright, so his hair. Yes! Oh, it's his turn. You are on the verge of using the shears to cut away the golden locks you sport. Indeed, you have identified the precise detail I was intending to expose. Such lush golden hair certainly does not befit an old man. You're not a man at all. You're a woman, and judging from the length and sheen of your hair, one still very much in her youth. Oh no. If only I had managed to cut off my hair, no one would have suspected. The question then begs is this: why would you desire to rid yourself of these magnificent locks? Once again, the answer is plain. We have a clear evidence to shed light on the matter. I'm sure it needs no further clarification. The evidence that reveals your true identity is the article about the revolutionary. Well, that was a shock. I had no idea that the old man was really a young woman in disguise, did you? What? Why are you staring at me like that? Yes, it was a surprise, not a Holo-san. You're enjoying this, aren't you? Sorry? You look like you're in your element as you dance around the room deducing the facts from Mr. Sholmes. I'm just doing what we agreed. I'm not having fun or anything. This is strictly business, not strict... Yes, I understand. Say no more. Well, anyway, let's focus on the next part of Mr. Sholmes' deduction, shall we? The evidence that he's picked out doesn't fit the facts at all now. No, that's true, given that Mr. Royal is actually a woman. Exactly. He, or rather she, can't possibly be this merciless revolutionary. I suppose it's because the deduction as a whole has taken a different direction now. Yes, let's switch the evidence for something else. Something that fits the facts as we now understand them. For some reason, this woman needs to try to hide her true identity. I feel as though I've either read or heard about a young woman in a situation like that recently. Alright, I'll do my best. I think it's the article about the ballerina, so... Magnifying glass. I can't read this. Let's try this one. Yes! The evidence that reveals your true identity is, of course, the article about the ballerina. I'm loving this, man. That's right, you've hit the nail on the head. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. I like how he really is dancing around with Sholmes. It would appear we are finally able to address you by your true name. Look at that, the cockiness. Yes, because your true identity is that of the Novovich Ballet's prima ballerina. Miss Nikolina Pavlova. Ah! You're right. Wow, look at that. My real name is Nina. I mean, Nikolina Pavlova. But please, I beg you, don't tell anyone. A ballerina on the run. Solved. Now, as for my second conclusion. You are, at this very moment, on the brink of committing a most grievous crime. And the proof of this crime over there. Oh yes, Miss Pavlova. Taken unawares, people have a propensity to let their eyes stray, you see. Ah, and I assure you, the eye speaks so much more eloquently and honestly than the mouth. The answer we seek lies where the furtive glance falls. The proof of your crime sits before our very eyes. This woman is the ballerina and she's right in front of our eyes. So clearly she can't be inside that traveling case as well. No, that's right. It seems she wasn't abducted at all. In which case, what is the crime this young woman is apparently committing? I can see I'm gonna have to step in and fix the great detective's mistake again. You seem to look pleased, Naruhodo-san. Do you like the idea of another chance to dance around Mr. Sholmes? Stop it. Anyway, there must be something else here that shows what this woman is up to. Ah, here we go again. Alright, hold on. Hold on. Alright. It's a very small case, isn't it? You can see instantly that no person could possibly fit inside there. So does that tell us that Miss Pavlova's telling glance in this direction was focused on something else? If that's true... No, if that's true though, it doesn't make sense. What do you mean? Well, if there's nothing incriminating inside this case, why did she refuse to let us look inside? Yes, I wonder why. Perhaps she has a perfectly harmless reason though. A pet, maybe? I don't know. Okay. Oh, whoa, what are we? I see a tiara. Wow, look at that dazzling tiara. I've never seen anything like it. Are those real diamonds, do you think? Oh, Naruhodo-san, try it on. What? Me? Isn't it usually girls who wear tiaras? Wouldn't you like to try it on? Oh no, I couldn't possibly. It's far too beautiful. Why does this tiara look so familiar? I feel like I've seen it somewhere recently. Yes! The proof of your crime is surely this tiara. Ah. I believe this tiara is worn on stage by dancers in the Novovich Ballet, is it not? Indeed. It would appear to be identical to the tiara pictured here in this newspaper article. And if the reporting is to be believed, it's an item worth 20,000 rubles. Rubles. In summary, the crime you have committed is theft. Oh no! Yes, you left your ballet troupe unlawfully taking their precious tiara with you. Ah! I swear, it's like Yu-Gi-Oh! Sometimes. They're getting hurt over nothing. I have no one, no family, no friends. I'm all alone, and I need money. But I did not steal the tiara. It was a present from, how do you say, an Earl of Prussia? It belongs to me. This girl is only 15 years old and she's run away all by herself. She must have been extremely lonely. Alright, I will tell you everything. There's no point in hiding it now. Come, let us not be hasty. What? There remains one unsolved mystery about you. Mystery? What do you mean? You have staunchly refused to open this traveling case of yours in our presence. It is reasonable to conclude, therefore, that there exists some reason why you wish it to remain closed. Is that not so, Miss Pavlova? My dear girl, there's no sense in playing games with me. Nothing escapes my attention. Indeed, I have a very good idea of the contents of your case, even before I have ever laid eyes on them. Dear me, we are not well suited to a life of crime, are we? Your careless crew de oil betrays you. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Once again, we only follow your furtive glance to find the answer. Yes, the reason why you refuse to open your case is written in the books on the shelf. He's completely changed tact with his deduction now. I think Mr. Shumps is adapting his logic to the changing circumstances, don't you? Maybe, but why has he suddenly brought the bookshelf into all this? It's just a wild guess, surely. Oh, do you think so? Well, it doesn't seem likely that the reason why this young woman doesn't want to open her case would have been written in a book that doesn't even belong to her. Yes, that's true, but still, Miss Pavlova certainly did cast her eyes in that direction. I noticed it myself. Then there has to be another reason why she won't open her case. And it must be somewhere in the same area that's where her gaze was involuntarily drawn. I agree, that's the only answer. Whatever she has hidden inside that case should be revealed by following her gaze in the direction of that bookcase. Alright, time to examine the bookcase now. Ah, it looks like these are all the same books that we have in our cabin. I suppose the steward likes to make sure passengers have plenty to read for a long voyage. And have you noticed how all the books have fallen over just like Kazuma-sama's cabin? It's almost like someone's taking a sweep at them. Maybe Miss Pavlova, while she was practicing her ballet? Anyway, the point is we don't have time to look through all these books at the moment. We couldn't even if we wanted to, they're all in Russian. Well, that's a relief. Let's try our luck elsewhere. Okay, we went through this array. Yeah. Alright, what else can we look through? Oh. Rules of passage. These are the rules of passage for travel aboard the SS Beria. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. It's a pet. See, I knew it. There was exactly the same notes in our cabin too. I wonder what happens if you break the rules. Oh dear, I'm sure the punishment would be severe, Naruhodo-san. You'd probably be left to drift in the freezing cold ocean, or shut inside a tiny wardrobe for days on end. So, I've actually been serving time for weeks now, have I? Okay. Then it's pretty obvious it would have to be the rules of passage. Yes! I'm loving that shatter effect. Uh-oh. Yes, the reason why you refuse to open your case is written in the rules of passage. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. Inside that case of yours is something forbidden from carriage on this vessel. That is the real reason why you refuse to open it, thus revealing its contents. As we've seen, the trunk wobbles from time to time, but no weapon or other dangerous item would move on its own accord. Which leaves but one possibility, Miss Pavlova, inside your traveling case. Is the last item listed as forbidden in the vessel rules of passage, a pet. These guys were so in sync, it's almost hilarious. Can we see the pet? Possession of a prohibited animal. Solved. Look at that. Deduction complete. Elementary. So clearly you aren't who you said you were. No, I am not Grimsby Roylet. My real name is Nikolina Pavlova. Everything you said was correct. You absconded during one of your ballet company's performances in order to escape your homeland. Later that same night, you stole aboard this vessel, which couldn't have been easy. The Beria is a huge steamship with a vast crew. Could she really have snuck on board without being noticed? Well, you have, so... In order to obscure your true identity, you somewhat recklessly took the guise of an old gentleman, and you intended to sever all links with your past by severing your long hair. Yet, to a woman, hair is no trifling matter. My personal recommendation is to leave well alone. So, if it was just you about to cut off your own hair, who was it that let out that scream we heard from outside the cabin? That veritable tinkling of a bell? Why none other than this young lady, naturally. More like a full set of pipes, if you ask me. I was so scared when I ran away in Shanghai. I was sure they would come looking for me. That's why I decided to, how do you say, disgust myself so no one would recognize me? Disguise? As a result, you transformed yourself into that questionable old man I see. I put on the fur hat and fake beard. Then just before you came in here, I saw in the newspaper, right on the page, there was a picture of me. I was so frightened, I couldn't stop from screaming. I knew that if I didn't change my appearances completely, they would find me. So I decided to cut all my hair as fastly as possible. I picked up the scissors in my hand and... At that precise moment, we walked in through the annoyingly unlocked cabin door. Things happen like that sometimes, don't they? Things do indeed happen like that from time to time. Are those two even talking about the same thing? What exactly do you have inside your traveling case? You were right. It is my dear friend inside, my only friend in the whole world. A dog? A cat? Please, don't tell anyone. If the captain finds out, if you say to any of the crew, your secret is safe with us, I assure you. But in return, you must tell us in as much detail as you can muster about the events of last night. Yes, alright, I will tell you. Well, Mr. Naruhodo? Wasn't it something, Mr. Shome's great deduction? It was certainly something, yes. I'm just not entirely sure what. But at least Miss Pavlova has agreed to tell us what she knows. That's incredible. Indeed, it is incredible. Ah, and one more thing. Oh, yes, what? Observe your wrist. Ah, why did he cuff me again? My... Your hands! You're cuffed again. What? But how? True to my word, I have restored your shackles. Ah, when and why? There is still a shadow of guilt cast over you, Mr. Naruhodo. I'm sorry to say, it can't be helped at the moment. Can't it? Really? Anyway, let's listen to what Miss Pavlova has to say. I can't go on not knowing. I have to find out what the speckled band that Kazuma-sama wrote in his diary really was. Alright, let's converse away. What happened last night? Did you know that someone was killed in the cabin next door to this one last night? One of the crewmen told me this morning when I was eating breakfast. The man who died, he was a friend of mine. Oh, that's why we're trying to find out what happened. Did you notice anything unusual last night? Perhaps you heard a strange noise, for example? Perhaps people talking? Perhaps the ship was absorbed in the wild tempest? Perhaps its steam engine exploded? Perhaps everyone on board would have noticed if that had happened? Miss Pavlova, is there anything you can tell us? I don't know. I'm sorry, but all I could think about last night was what I had done and whether they would find me. I didn't notice anything that was happening around me. Oh, I see. Alright, how about running away? You've run away from your ballet company, haven't you? The Novovich Ballet? Yes. I'm traveling to Great Britain, and from there, I want to go to America. I will never dance again. I want to forget everything about the ballet. I will start a new life. You wish to forget? A challenging proposition when you have that striking tiara as a reminder. But the tiara is mine. I need it to live. I have no money of my own. The Novovich Ballet gives us only little food and water, and we must dance all over the world. I had to run away. I had no choice. If I stayed, it would have killed me. So you ran away to protect yourself. Yes, and the crew of this ship, they have all been kind to me. They let me come aboard, and they said I could hide in this cabin. If that is indeed the truth, Miss Pavlova, it creates a most intriguing conundrum. Yes, it does. What do you think about it, Mr. Naruhodo? Me? Oh, well, yes, of course. I think we should hear Miss Pavlova's explanation to what conundrum, I'm not sure, but... added extra. Alright guys, I'm going to end the video here for today. Thank you all for watching. Until the next one.